Well, hello guys, it's me Nibahiba aka Hubi11 and welcome to a new episode of FASCOTF Reviews. And of course today we're gonna review the ninth ever FASCOTF comic released in overall the second season. Of course that one being Lost in Sillyworld. So let's not make this any longer. What we are doing? Let's just analyze a comic. But first things first, I wanna say that I'm not gonna analyze the stories really long from now on because, well, basically the comics are getting bigger and bigger, like longer and longer, basically, better said. So I'm not gonna analyze every little single thing and that stuff. So we're gonna analyze just the most important things or in most part. But anyways, you get a point, so let's not waste this time anymore. So let's analyze the comic. And as I said, we're gonna start with a story and a plot. Well, the plot starts in Andrea's apartment. She was sleeping until I wake her up. I tell her to meet me at a cliff near the city, and she comes. Then we are seeing each other. We are both happy. We're hugging. Yo yo yo. Really romantic moments. And then she comes up with the idea to walk around the place, and I agree with her. Then we come back, we are tired, we are bored of the place at least, and then we're thinking to go at her home because her parents are not home, apparently. Then we get in the car, we're doing again some romantic shit. We are both really happy. Of course, until something bad happens, like having no fucking fuel anymore. Yeah, she was really pissed because it's my car after all. And yeah, we were fighting until we come up with the idea that we actually should walk because we have no choice. Yeah, even if it didn't come in my head to call them because for fuck's sake, cell phones actually exist if you didn't know. But hey, apparently it didn't in this comic. But let's not comment this anymore. So as I said, we are going home on our feet. And yeah, the big adventure starts. There is a scene with us on a highway, which is really hot, somewhere in Nevada, even if it doesn't have anything to do with it. And yeah, it was really hot that place. We were both really, really tired. And hell, Andrea had her fucking food on fire. What are you talking about? But yeah. Then we see a coffee house, and we get inside. The waitress comes and asks what we want to take, and yeah, we were taking some orders. Then we were talking about going back home in Silly Town, and a guy hears us, and he's interested because he has a cousin in Silly Town, Jesus Christ, sorry. And he comes with the idea that he could take us there. We are both happy, and we go. He asks us some stuff in the car. And yeah, at some point he comes up with the thing that we have money and within it. So yeah, he kicks off the fucking car, sadly. Then we are trying our best to survive in the goddamn forest. We are going in the middle of the forest. I was looking for a campfire and she was looking for food. So yeah, there's only a scene with her going to take the food, but not with me going to taking the fireplace. And unlike Japanese niggers, this was made intentionally. So yeah, there wasn't meant to be a scene with how I can take those. But hey, so yeah, she takes the food from a tribe of Rigby's. Don't even fucking ask how that came in my head. And yeah, at first the Rigby's didn't want to give her the food, but hey, at some point they do some shit. They do some, Andrea literally tricks them. So she takes the food. Then she comes back. Yeah, we are both happy of the with the things actually that we are collected. And then there's a scene with us inside the tent. We were talking about random shit, and at some point I asked her that if she has a boyfriend. And I was about to tell her that I love I love her, but something of course had to interrupt us. And hell, even Fabi breaking the fourth wall was pretty goddamn funny. Let's not lie with this. And who else it could have been except fucking Lighting Bear? What the fuck, Lighting Bear? Well, I'm gonna tell you later what the hell was in my head when I added fucking Lighting Bear. And I think, yeah, I think you have no idea who is it, but hey, he marked really a place in my heart. Jesus Christ. And then, yeah, I tell him to go away if I will not kill him because I thought he actually killed Andrea, but that didn't make any sense. Like, why was enough trying to save her or find her? Like, why I was so into. But you know, we're not even talking about this. As I said, I want to make the story talking actually more shorter. So yeah. Then Andrea comes behind me, appears out of nowhere actually, and yeah, she surprised me. We are both confused. And then, yeah, we found out that it wasn't actually the Lightning Bear who stole our food or that did anything to Andrea. It was actually the Rigby, the tribe of Rigby's, and they actually stole our food. So, yeah, we are both hopeless. We didn't have any hopes anymore that we could be saved, and we're thinking to suicide. We were doing again something really cute. We were telling our thoughts and shit like that, even if none of us comes to the point that we feel what we feel about each other. Until, of course, I wanted to tell her that I love her, and I was once again interrupted by God this time, and of course, I died. We died, actually. So yeah, what a nice story, isn't it? Well, let's be serious. So yeah, guys, the story in this one is, in my opinion at least, much more superior, much more better written than the previous one, the prequel for the Christmas comic. A lot of more stuff happened in that one. And like here, you could say that it was actually a really great ass adventure. And yeah, overall, this was again the beginning of the Silver Trilogy, which is to this point on when I asked a lot of people, they're saying that it was the best period for FASCOTF. So yeah, you could even say this. But what I know about the Silver Trilogy is that, well, in that period, I really made some really nice ass fucking stories. Like the stories were lit, and this one, Lost in Sillyworld, when it was once released, I think people were really surprised about the story. Like it was really ahead of its time. The story was absolutely fantastic. A lot of stuff happened in Big Ass Adventure. Really, really great written. Of course, it had a sense, but a lot of places, a lot of dialogues or whatever, character development, most important. But hey, that actually counts as character. But both story, because without the story, there will be no character development. But who the fuck cares about that? Hey. So again, the story was really, really great, and again, in my opinion, superior or better than the previous two. Now let's talk about the humor. The humor in this comic is just plain fantastic. But just like the previous two comics, or at least the prequel for the Christmas special, I think I didn't say this actually in the previous review, but the thing is that with those two comics, maybe that's also the reason why I was so happy. I didn't really focus that much on the humor and more on the story. And that's why I progressed so much with the story right here. But that doesn't really have to be a reason because the stories and humor are really on par, starting from Lost in Hell towards the big ass bank robbery led by Alex Week. So yeah. But the humor again, it was really great, really funny, just like the people from the Christmas comic. Maybe a little better, but to be honest, from all the comics so far, the prequel for the Christmas comic is maybe my least, the least funny one. Like, how could I say it? Hell, I could even say that those. Actually, I'm crazy. No, it's funnier basically just than the first three comics, but nothing more than that. But if I have to take a favorite part from that comic, from Lost in Silver, the comic right now, my favorite part will be the honestly the lighting bear scene. And I'm gonna tell you at the end what's the fucking thing with the lighting bear. So yeah. Why do I always say yeah, by the way? Alright, moving on. Let's talk about the characters. The characters in this comic are Fabi, Andrea, the Pagans, the waitress, I mean Shrek, the bald guy with some hair on his head, but I don't think that really counts, but who cares? And yeah, the vagabonds made a cameo at a table, as you could have seen, but so basically they're actually alive. I wanted a fifth comic, and they're dead. Lol. And who else? Who else? Let me think. The Rigby tribe. Um, and Lying Bear. Yeah, the literally the this comic was really just like the prequel for the Christmas comic, a really big ass plus to the character development, and this is what I mastered since I started the second season with the stories at the same time. I just didn't really make those comics minus with just a few characters and just focusing on some only, you know. Like I could have literally did the same thing like I did with Japanese figures, like adding a lot of characters, but just giving them equal attention, but not really special. But starting from the prequel for the Christmas comic, I really started to make them a little bit more better, like for real better, much more matured. I could say much more better put together, if you know what I mean. Because those comics also really focused on the characters themselves. You could really differentiate each one from another from now on. And on the prequel for the Christmas comic, on how it was focused on Vlad, Theodore, and Angelo, this one was focused on Fabi and Andrea, of course. Yeah, sadly, no, not really. But yeah, the character again, the character. If we're talking about the characters, this comic is again we're getting a really big plus. And don't get it wrong, I don't think I'm gonna give any pluses from now on for the character developments, like from Lost in Hell and onwards, because there will be some really great ass character development later too, especially in Lost in Hell, and you'll see why. Maybe anywhere but home, but not sure. But the thing is that it just didn't really focus that much on like those first two comics from the second season. Like those just exclusively focused on some characters. But I swear, Lost in Silver for the most part focused on some characters. So, but hey, let's move on. In the art style, in the final fact, we are talking about the art style. Guys, I'll be honest with you. The art style in this comic wasn't that great. You could see that actually Fabi's it was starting to have this actual modern look that I'm always doing, but not really. He's stuck between Japanese niggers and yeah, the older comics. But if I have to be honest, this is really the comic when it started having that hair that it's to this day. There's some scenes in which it looks good and some which not. But honestly, the art style in this comic was really good. Better than the prequel for the Christmas comic, of course, but maybe better than Japanese niggers too. But I don't think so. I don't know what to say. But if I have to think like that, they're on par. So yeah, again, the art style in this comic was really great. There are improvements, of course, and all that shit. So yeah, Lost in Sillyworld did a really great thing with the art style. Well, yeah, fellas. I've talked about a comic, and oh boy, let's be serious. It wasn't that long, but I think you remembered I said in the beginning of the series that normally I won't really review the comics themselves that long, but of course, because of the facts and production facts and shit like that, or whatever the fuck, the comics are normally longer. But hey, you know what I thought? Please tell me the comments if you want. I could make, a minute or something like time in the video. Like when you click on that time in the video. I think you know what I mean. Tell me in the comments if you should do that, and when I'm done with the comic, like reviewing the comic itself, and when I'll give it the final rating. I mean, separated from the production shit. But please tell me in the comments if you want that. If not, well, we'll just simply keep it as right now, like normal. But that won't really affect the videos in any way. But anyways, fellas, let's talk about the facts about this comic. So, what are we waiting for? I think you got along with this since the fifth comic, if I'm not wrong. I think this is when I started doing this. But hey, who cares? Let's go. So, the first fact about this comic is that normally this comic is a love letter to Andrea. Actually, seriously, this comic is pretty much only me with her, and I did this on purpose, like showing her how much I love her and shit like that. So yeah, I could really give more details about this one, but if I have to be honest, this is also more a love letter for Andrea. But still, a FASCOTF comic. But Andrea, if you see this video, please take it as a present even to this day. But hey, another fact that has to do with this is this that normally this comic could have been like Finding Georgia. Like, remember when I said that Finding Georgia could have been a lot of more depressing or sadder comic? Well, the same shit could have happened with this comic, but instead of being sad, it could have been just a simply, comedy, love shit comic and blah 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 comic. Yeah, I know. I think you know what I mean. Those stupidity love comedy series you see on the fucking 2000s, and it fucking sucked, I swear. But yeah, it's basically the same thing. But hey, I wanted to keep a Vasco value to it. I wanted to make it funny. I wanted to make it interesting. I didn't want to make it cheesy. But still, I've added some love points here, really sweet, cute, romantic shit. So yeah, that's why it came out this way. But it basically could have been the same shit as Finding George if I was maybe more retarded. But hey, another fact about this comic is that this, when I made this, actually, wait. Yeah, when I made this comic, it was normally meant to last for more frames. Like, I wanted to do the comic a lot more longer, and not only in terms of the comic itself, but the time and waiting for it. I wanted to do that fucking Sillyworld Trilogy shit. Like, I wanted to do it really long as I did with the Hell comic, with Lost in Hell. I wanted to do it since with this comic, but I said that, hey, not yet, maybe later. And yeah, at first I wanted to quit that idea, and I wanted to do it as Lost in Hell, like making Lost in Hell in the same time as this one. But hey, life is always against me, isn't it? Another fact about this comic is that when it came out, it wasn't really that well received, and especially at least with the prequel from the Christmas comic. So, that being said, this has to do with another fact that this comic, in my opinion, is a fact. It's actually a fucking fact. It's really underrated. I mean, come on, I really put a lot of soul in this comic, and I really put a lot of shit into it, and a lot of thoughts, a lot of love, a lot of... But I really don't see the FASCO fan base talking about this one that much. So, in my opinion, this has to be the most underrated FASCO comic. But honestly, I'm telling you this. Another fact about this comic is that, this is the comic that has the most it has the least most main characters. Like, just me, or Fabi and Andrea. And hell, we didn't even have Shooter here once again. Once again, Shooter was fucking missing from a comic, which was pretty sad maybe for most FASCO fans at the time, and I have to agree with this. But, if I added some characters in Plus, and especially in the Sillyworld Trilogy, because even if I would add them now in some comics, it would literally be bullshit. It wouldn't have sense. So I didn't add mine as characters just to appear in here and shit, because, I've seen some people commenting about this, like, they didn't agree with me, but I don't understand. Why the fuck would I add in this comic, for example, Vlad, if he hasn't do anything with the story? I think you know what I mean now. Even if, again, Shooter actually made a cameo at the end of the episode, but hey. Another fact is that this comic was the last one to, last in just 40 frames or 30 frames, like being shorter than the 50. Jesus Christ, 6 frames, I meant panels, yeah, fucking panels. And yeah, I wanted to, actually, I don't have to say anything else about this because it was more natural, and I just previously said about the Lost in Hell shit. I wanted to do it shorter, but hey, that was the last faster time to this date, or maybe forever. That lasted for under 50 panels, and I swear more people actually liked when it was like that. Example, of course, an example being Georgia. But hey, another fact about this comic is that when it wait, actually not yet. Lighting Bear, the character. Lighting Bear was actually a character that I made when I was in the fourth fucking grade. You know, at I don't think it's the same shit. It depends on what country you are, but in Romania, right here, you have to do some essays about shit like going in a fucking trip or you know, to vacations, shit like that. You know, it gave us that kind of stuff to do. And I remember it was a trip, and it was a trip in the forest. And I written some shit about a fucking bear that was a legend or something, and that bear was actually I don't even remember what I wanted to do with it, but it was some kind of legend, like really creepy shit. And oh my god, I remember when I said this, like, you know, I had to tell this in front of everybody in the class. I remember everybody was fucking laughing. I mean, I swear that was the first time when I felt anxiety or depression fucking my ass. There's no denial with that anyways. But Jesus Christ, what was in my head? Another fact about this comic, and maybe the last one, or not, actually the second last one, is that this comic is it was meant from the beginning to be focused on on Andrea and give her a lot of more character development here. Really prove that she's a major character, even more than the Japanese niggers. Because in that comic, you could see that's only her and me. There's no more place for more characters, so there's a lot of more focusing on her. She also talked a lot in this one. She actually made a few really cool lines, and in Japanese English, she just said a couple of things. Right here, she was just literally the second major character in this comic. So yeah. And the last fact is that about the Jesus Christ, the production. I don't think I said that, but yeah, when it came out, this comic. I mean, when it came out, this comic wasn't normally meant to start a trilogy. I mean, the idea of making the Sillyworld trilogy came into my head when I was trying to make another comic during that period, but later on, like 1 week before or after, I don't remember, it came into my head to actually do the Hell comic. So yeah, basically it wasn't meant from the beginning to be the Sillyworld trilogy. This comic was meant to be a standalone. But hey, a lot shit happens in people's lives, right? So yeah, guys. I'm sorry if I bored your ass, and I know that I sounded really, really fucking dead and shit in this episode, or at least that's how I sounded to myself. Uh, it's pretty much because I really had a bad day today, and I was again really stressed at school. Like, for fuck's sake, this fucking institution just can't leave me alone like for real just once. But hey, I was even it's weekend. I know it's weekend, but I was really busy. I had a lot of shit to do, like homeworks and hell a project. But again, I'm really really sorry about this. I promise next time I'll be much more alive. So yeah, and I think it's also a reason because I did 2 episodes this week, but I don't know what to say about this. But anyways, um, my final rating about this comic, and I forgot to tell you sorry about this, because of its really well written story, like really well put together, really good, really adventurous. Um, a lot of shit happened again. Maybe some you know, like minute twists and shit. Like, yeah, it has some suspension and shit, so it matters. The story was really good. The humor again was really nice because it wasn't better if we had to take it like the future comics, and I have to admit they focus more on the story. But the humor really, again, here was really great. Can't say it was shit. and better than prequel for the Christmas comic. Again, with all honesty, I'm telling you this. The character development here was on fucking par right here. Like, it was on fucking shit. Like, it was, man, it was on point. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the character development here was really, really great. And, the art style wasn't maybe a biggest change from the previous comic, but it was really great, really pleasant to the eye. It maybe some improvements. I think it's actually an improvement from the prequel for the Christmas comic, mostly. So yeah, the art style just got better in here, but you'll see later how good the art style got. You will just see about this. And of course, starting from the next comic, Lost in Hell. Not only art style, but story, characters, and humor too. You will see that in the next episode. But because this comic focused on my love for Andrea, and you know, guys, that I love her so much. And I don't want to be cheesy, but that's the fucking truth. I love her more than everything. What the fuck? Because of this, I really don't remember how I rated the prequel for the Christmas comic. But I'm gonna rate this comic as honestly a 9 out of 10. Because if it wasn't, I mean, if the for example, the story wasn't that well written, the humor wasn't that you know, like really funny, like being a lot of more boring and shit like that. Well, that's a reason. Those things are a reason, but it's mostly because it actually showed my love for Andrea, and that's maybe the most important thing. And I had to give a plus for it. Like, yeah, appreciate the comic itself, like appreciate the shit in it, but the message behind it is also really important, guys. And you know, I just hope I'm a really great husband. Nothing more than that, okay? I swear, nothing more than that. Again, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, share, subscribe, and whatever the fuck you want to do. And don't forget to read fast if you didn't and watch the other review episodes. If you didn't, again. And I'm sorry again. I wanna say that I'm sorry that this episode maybe came out to be shitty because I really talk like I'm fucking dead and bored and drunk or whatever. But I'm sorry. I promise next time it won't be the same. I promise. But just one thing before I will end this video. If you didn't read this comic, please do it. You won't regret it. It's really good and really awesome. As I said previously in the facts, it's really underrated as a production as a whole. So I was Nibahiba, and I'll see you another time. Bye bye. Andrea, I love you so much. My wife, where is my fucking food?